Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a Yogg-Saron token Druid by Savjz. Now, Savjz famously played this deck recently on the ladder to enormous success, and he kind of just crafted it out of thin air, and it ended up carrying him quite highly into the legend ranks. And I wanted to see what the deck was all about myself and break it down for you and encourage you to play what is a pretty creative and crazy and undoubtedly fun take on Druid. So the Yogg-Saron token Druid is really about a few different things. As the name might suggest, Yogg-Saron is one of them. And he's really just the first piece of the puzzle, though, that's all about using spells to gain secondary advantages. So every time you cast a spell, Yogg-Saron gets a little crazier, but that's not the only place that spells matter. Every time you cast a spell, Gadgetzan Auctioneer does crazy stuff. Every time you cast a spell, Violet Teacher does crazy stuff. In fact, even Fandral Staghelm can do crazy stuff with a variety of the spells in this deck, like Wrath, Power of the Wild, Raven Idol, Living Roots, and so on. So the deck is got a ton of low-cost spells to utilize in all those different ways. It's also just loaded down with a lot of the core Druid pieces like Wild Growth and Innervate, and common minions like Azure card draw like Nourish. So the deck kind of just hangs around and survives and kind of just meanders through the early turns without really accomplishing much of anything. Perhaps setting up for future turns with Wild Growth, throwing some cards with the Raven Idols, controlling the board with Doomsayer. And that's why Doomsayer is in this deck, is because you really don't have much else to do in the early game. But you're accruing resources, you're accruing cards and these spells, and you're building an advantage essentially to set up in the mid game once you get to Fandral and Violet Teacher and Gadgetzan. Suddenly, you've got all this crazy stuff to do all at once, and you can stabilize the board, generate ridiculous, crazy boards with Power of the Wild and Violet Teacher and Fandral, and then finally use things like Cenarius and just your gigantic board to win the game, or use Yogg-Saron to kind of dig yourself out of a hole that you might still be in and leverage that position to win the game. So it's hard to categorize where this deck lives. It's certainly called a token Druid because the Violet Teacher tokens are summoned. You've got Power of Wild buffing those tokens. So there's a few different ways it's got some token elements, but that's not really necessarily how it wins. It kind of just is so flexible and malleable that it can play to whatever deck it's playing against and do such crazy things from time to time and just pull off absurd turns that it just somehow kind of magically seems to win games without so much as a defined game plan or route to victory or normal finisher. So that's what makes the deck so cool and so unique and so much fun. So I do want to point out a couple interesting cards before I go ahead and take this onto the ranked ladder. I already mentioned the Doomsayers. These exist to help you stay caught up essentially in the early game against things like Zoo, which will otherwise just run over you. The deck also has a Mulch, which is a form of hard removal because you don't have other ways to kill like one big scary thing. The Mire Keeper stuck in here. This is really another ramp option, less than a minion. Double Nourish is awfully slow, but you can use it for ramp sometimes or card draw as well, and it's just another spell, of course, to trigger all these other things. Emperor Thaurissan's cool because if you happen to get a turn where you can Emperor Thaurissan on, say, a Fandral and a Power of the Wild and Living Roots, you can do some insane stuff, right? You can essentially have like a 7-mana Fandral Staghelm into Living Roots, into Power of the Wild, into something else, right? Or maybe a Blood Mage Thalnos or whatever. So you can get like really big, intimidating boards out of nowhere. So Emperor Thaurissan sets up a lot of different tricks. And then finally, you've got some big pieces like Cenarius who can help you capitalize on a big board of tokens, but also it's fantastic with Fandral Staghelm, just as kind of a 1-2 punch. And then finally, Yogg-Saron is the icing on the cake. That won't often win you games, but can recover your position from otherwise unwinnable games, which is an important thing to have. So kind of a Hail Mary that can bail you out. And that's the Yogg-Saron Token Druid by Savjz. So let's go ahead and let's play this bad boy. I want to see it in action. I will say that in my experience, I don't think this deck is easy to play. In fact, I would venture that it's quite hard to play. There are sometimes countless decision trees to make. In other words, what order do you do things in? What do you play first? How long do you hold your resources? Can you stay caught up with your opponents in the early game? It's sometimes very challenging to decide what to keep, what to use, what to throw away. Mulligans are tough too. You typically, I guess, want to see wild growths above everything else. Not these things, so we'll send these back. That was a pretty easy mulligan because those were all too slow. I think Swipe's fine, Innervate's fine, Thorison's maybe just a tad slow for our opening hand. But we can work from here, right? This is likely an aggro shaman. We'll see the Tunnel Trog right there. And then hopefully not Coin Tunnel Trog. Oh, it's Argent Squire instead. Okay. We can actually just hero power this. It's really fine. Can Wrath next turn, or maybe maybe Swipe if he plays a Totem Golem. That might be worth it. That would set us up for an okay turn 3 or 4. Actually, we'll just Wild Growth here. We can still Swipe next turn, and we can then like Swipe Wrath if he plays like the Tunnel Trog or a Hero Power. I wouldn't mind seeing the Hero Power Searing Totem. Flame Juggler is kind of annoying. We can kill it, but I almost hate to waste my Wrath like that. Man, this is kind of tempting again. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I might be getting a little too greedy. I considered also Wrathing the Totem Golem for 3 to set up the Swipe next turn, but that gets punished really hard by the Healing Totem. I'm really worried about the Flame Wreathed Faceless right now. I do not have an answer for that. That's not so bad. That's actually pretty good. We can just swipe Hero Power. He's just piling on. That's fine too. The only issue is we're pretty low on health already. It's kind of sad. I might actually Innervate Cenarius as a taunt next turn to get 2 2/2s. It's a lot of 2/2s. It's a Ballerina Cenarius. Just to help me stabilize, because I'm already down to 18. It's kind of scary. Those are awfully good against 2 2/2 taunts, though, admittedly. So maybe I'll just Thorison. Living Roots. Is that any good? I'm going to play this as a couple 1/1s. It might distract him. It might not, but if they live, then Cenarius buffs on them with Power of the Wild is actually pretty crazy. So I'm hoping he kind of just ignores my stuff. He's going to trade, unfortunately. That's... Oh, of course he is. He has the Healing Totem. That's just super duper ridiculously good. This is a surprisingly good play. I'm kind of intrigued by this. it's actually really good. It's hard for him to deal with these efficiently. A Rockbiter Totem or something helps, but still leaves me with a giant dude. He already used Hex. We're not in a bad spot. Yogg-Saron's in hand. We've almost stabilized, but we're very light on cards. If we don't Yogg-Saron, I'd like to see like a Nourish. That's not that bad. It's not too bad at all. There's like Primal Fusion. Okay, that's good. And the Rockbiter. Okay, that's better. But he has 4 on board. Raven Idol's not good at all. But I'm going to do it. And I'm going to discover a spell to see what I get. Swipe. Is Swipe any good? No. It's bad. I'm going to actually get Living Roots, and I'm going to cast it as... I'm just going to kill Taunt Totem. And then we're going to innervate the Yogg-Saron. And we're going to trade first. Looks like we got some attack of some sort. This guy. Yes! No! Oh, that doesn't matter. Divine Favor's a good draw. Swipe's good. Savjz Roar, that's what we have, I guess. I can't attack with that, though. Is this on this guy? No. Multi-shot's sick. Oh, that's good. Oh, he's entombing that, though. Okay. Oh, no. Yogg-Saron. He always kills himself. Without fail. Alright, so that's fine. We have a 6/9 taunt thanks to that. I'll take it. Even Gadgets and Swipe's a decent play next turn. That's a good Yogg, all things considered. A good Yogg. Oh, Hex is a good answer, though. Shoot. Doomhammer, too. Jeez. It's kind of scary. That's a lot of damage. We've seen one Rockbiter, but still, it's kind of horrifying. Hopefully we get another spell. That's the perfect one, in fact. Ah, okay. He might need to kill the Gadgetzan. I don't know. He's going to give me a lot of gas if not. We could be dead, too. There's always that. We could just be dead. But he doesn't have many cards. Thank God we got Divine Favor off that Yogg, or we'd be in a really bad spot. That's pretty good. Roll. Oh, we need a 2 on the... Nah, that's good, too. Man. Never lucky. He's thinking about going face, it looked like. He's actually debating it. These are unusable right now. I'll have to Wrath for draw on the totem. Innervate's bad. That's really bad. Azrake's a great draw, though. Mire Keeper. Can innervate the Keeper, but then that lives. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it is. I can swipe to clear that thing, probably, and this gives me more minions, right? Like, I need to start killing him. And I need to be able to answer threats he plays. So, as long as I'm not dead... Alright, that's a fine swipe target. Ugh, we're down to 5. Gosh, this is scary. So many things will kill us. Nourish is good, but so is... Does swipe kill him? Let's just check that. 5, 9, 12, 14, 15. No, I'm going to draw cards first. See what we get. Oh, a taunt! We entombed the taunt. That's ridiculously good. Kind of want to get a heal here. Those are not heals. This might give us lethal next turn, so we're going to grab that. Oh, I've got to debate whether I should taunt and trade. I guess I have to taunt and heal. This is fine. This is fine. We're okay. We're okay. This doesn't really matter. That gives me the greatest likelihood to survive. Plus, I have potentially 11 damage from hand next turn. But this essentially is a 4 health taunt, as far as I can tell. And I got to hero power too, so... Oh, good, the taunt survived, but my board... Oh, this is all I need, I think, right? Oh, I still have spell damage here, but I can't play it all. I think he's dead, right? 11 plus 4... No, he's not... Oh, no, he's not dead. No. 4 plus 6 is 14 plus... Oh, yeah, he's dead. I can't count. Oh, I'm... No, wait. That's 10. Oh, 15. No, he's not dead. I'm bad. I'm bad at math. I'm bad at math. I'm bad at math. That doesn't do it. Oh, man. I've had an innervate or something. I have to hero power again, just in case it makes the difference, right? I also have to kill that just in case it makes the difference. These things represent 9 damage, or you know, this hits really hard now, but that won't do it. That won't do it. I don't even think Taunt Totem does it. Does it? No, because I'll just swipe it. All right, we win. We win. We win. We win. Yeah. Woo. Ooh. That's tough, boys. That was tough. I like wins like that. Wow, fun deck. I told you it was fun. Oh, that was good stuff. That was a scary one. We had everything we needed. Divine Favor off Yogg definitely won us the game there. The Auctioneer was just way too valuable. Yogg-Saron basically won us the game. I really thought we were dead early when we fell behind. But that's what the deck's good at, right? I'll keep the Doomsayer, but I'm actually going to send back the Raven Idol. That might surprise some people, but I want it to be a combo value piece. I want Wild Growth and Innervate above everything else. So I really have no need to keep the Raven Idol just to play it as a 1-mana cycle card. This hand looks okay. We have a lot of answers, obviously, but not much to do, which is fine. I don't think I need to play the Doomsayer yet. Probably just hero power here. I could Innervate Violet Teacher, but I don't think that's very good. Could also Violet Teacher, coin Violet Teacher, Innervate Wrath next turn to have a few tokens. If he doesn't play a minion, that actually feels pretty tempting because there's a good chance the Violet Teacher actually survives. So what do I Wrath? I have nothing to Wrath. Actually, we'll just Thorison first. That seems better. I had to use a fair number of spells, but 5 cost reduction's pretty good. That's a 1-mana Thorison if you count the total tempo advantage. And he still has to deal with the Thorison too, which is not something to take for granted with an empty board. I don't think he can. Preppy Vis does, I guess. Pretty good. Swipe is also insanely good. Oh, Sap! That's not that good. That's not that good. Preppy Vis Trade would have done it, but I wouldn't be that excited about Sap. Swipe Wrath is actually hilariously good. For 4 mana. Might Doomsayer next turn, depending on what he plays. Probably has the Pillager. He has nothing, in fact. Cool. Yeah, Doomsayer Wild Growth Hero Power is a fine play. This will give me the Thorison next turn. And likely an empty board to play it on. So this is just kind of a tempo Doomsayer. And what that means is not that I'm playing it just for the body. I mean, I'm denying him 6 mana probably, or at least 4 mana, and he's getting to do 1 damage. So I'm just wasting his entire turn. And now I get to Thorison again. Ooh, is Fandral better? No, we'll save the Fandral. We're getting a huge discount on this stuff. So we're gonna have a crazy Violet Teacher, Fandral, Living Roots, Wrath. I'd love to have gotten a Power of the Wild too. In fact, we still could. Everything's so cheap, it may not even be that bad. Here's the Abyss Trade that we were talking about. So Fandral Wrath is gonna be nuts on that. Oh my gosh, if Fandral lives into Cenarius, this is going to be really stupid. Because we have a pretty sick set of plays here. Oh, congrats. Remember, this will do 4. It's doing both in conjunction here, so. Alright, that didn't help much. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm obviously not going to mulch. I don't need a mulch. If I can Cenarius next turn, it's going to be stupid. It's just going to be... In fact, it'll be wasted. I have too many things on board, so Cenarius won't summon his 2/2s. Even if he finds a way to deal with the Fandral, the rest of the board is going to look really, really stupid. Coin Fan is probably what he's about to do, which is pretty good. But if the Fandral lives... Oh! I might just have lethal here, right? This is worth 2 to everybody? Oh, if he kills the Fandral, I doubt I have lethal anymore, but it'll be close. What is happening? He's just backstabbing all my dudes. Give me a break, man. So he got a second Evis? He's looking for the other Evis, I guess. Yeah, he has it. Okay. So, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he's killing 1. So I have 6, plus it'll be another 8. Is 14, but I don't even care because he's never going to be able to deal with this board, even with the Auctioneer up. Like, how can he kill this? I just don't see how. He's not going to have lethal either. He's used 2 Evis. There's no lethal puzzle here. Looks like he's playing like a N'Zoth Miracle. This is actually unfair, what I'm doing right now to this poor guy. I have 19 damage on board, plus the power of the Wild Coming. He's going to draw through his deck, I guess. Nice. I'm glad he went through the motions. I appreciate it, actually. It's pretty funny. Alright. I'll take it. It's a pretty good deck. Let's play one more game. I think we've actually already seen the deck in action. We got the big Fandral turn. We got the Cenarius. We've had some Auctioneer action. We've had a lot of tokens summoned. I think you probably get the gist at this point. But frankly, I'm having too much fun to stop. So, oh well. This is a pretty fun ladder deck. If I wasn't already maxed out on Druid wins and a little sick of Druid at the moment, this might be my ladder deck to finish off Legend this month if I have time. Another Rogue. This will be intriguing. Give us a good good sense of a different matchup, a different gameplay decisions. I'll probably keep the Mire Keeper. I don't know. I'll toss it back. We want Wild Growth to innervate above everything else. So Wild Growth in particular. This is a bad hand. Really bad hand. Still bad. Hopefully this isn't like an early game kind of death rattle-y type rogue. Worst feeling in the world is hero powering on 2 as a druid, isn't it? I think so. I don't even have a turn 3. I can't mulch. Probably just going to be hero powering the next 3 or 4 turns. Azure Drake's the first card I'd really like to... Oh, thank God. Can Azure Drake next turn now. It's really important. I didn't want to play the Violet Teacher on 4. That feels bad. With no guaranteed value out of it, it just feels really bad. Well, Azure Drake, it obviously dies for free or dies to eviscerate, but what else can I do? It's really no different than playing a Nourish. Fallen pretty far behind on the board here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of this. He's just got a lot of damage too, jeez. I think I have to Fandral Raven Idol. Could also Violet Teacher Raven Idol. No, I need to get something. That's a good set of cards. We even got the legendary non-druid card. I think the Ancient of War might be important. It's obviously very terrible to sap, but it sure seems to line up nicely. I might mulch. I'm going to mulch his Tomb Pillager with the Innervate here. It might, well, it won't keep my Fangel alive, but it might keep me alive a little longer. And it might help secure the Ancient of War's life next turn. I don't really have a good advantage of the Fangel right now. Make this a 10-10, but that's kind of irrelevant. What? He has the Azure Drake in hand. Oh, no. Oh, this is old school. 2 deadly poisons. That's intriguing. I like that. I really have to hope there's no sap. Maybe I just do this instead. That way if it gets sapped, like I get the cheaper Yogg and the other options here. If this gets sapped, I just lose a whole turn, so. No sap, it looks like. He's eating it with his face. It's fine. Conceal? No, I don't like that. Do I do it? I think I do, right? How many spells have I casted? Wild Growth, Double Innervate, Raven Idol. Is that it? It's really not very many. Is it possible, like... He's setting up lethal, though. I think I have to, or I'm just probably dead. This into sap is awful. I'm just going to do it. Twisting Nether or something would be awesome. Fan of Knives, okay. It's a start. That doesn't really help. Yes, that's good. Need you to kill me a minion. That's gonna have to be Yogg, maybe. I don't know how that works. Man, that was pretty sad. Spreading Madness did virtually nothing. Might need the health from Bite. Might need the health. It's got 6 damage. That might have saved me from lethal. I don't know. I really wish it killed that stupid SI7 though. Come on, man. Bite also kills an Auctioneer, I guess. Pretty good Auctioneer turn. Shiv. Ah. Scary, scary. Swipe would be a pretty solid draw. Innervate, does that help? I don't really think it does. I think I have to do this. I'm probably just dead though, right? It's quite bad. Sap obviously kills me. A number of direct damage spells kill me, plus he still has the Auctioneer out, so I think we're just dead. These Nourishes were really, really dead this game. We needed these to be valuable cards.
Well played.
That'll do it. And the sap for good measure. Well, I think we played that one technically correctly. Just really tough draw against a rogue who got a good start, and we were just a tad slow off the draw. The deadly poisons actually really hurt us too. Double deadly poison was quite good. Alright, so that's actually going to wrap it up for me in the Yogg-Saron Token Druid. Clearly a fantastic deck, despite how crazy it looks, and its somewhat unusual playstyle. I really like it a lot. Tons of fun and very creative. If you have any questions about this deck, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to address them as much as I can find the time to do so. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, game on.